Hello Cap, welcome to your reading for January. Happy birthday and Happy New Year. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I am primarily a love reader. That's what I'm going to focus on. If anything else pops up, I will address it, of course. Now, I'm going to be freestyling your tarot spread, starting off with some oracle cards, which are impossible to shuffle. Towards the end of the reading, I will be rolling some dice to get initials and sun signs and angel numbers for you. So make sure you stick around for that. All right. Let's see what we have for you, Cap. We have Glass. This is a brand new deck for me. I will have to refer to the book, but I love these cards. And we have Winter. That's quite appropriate, is it not? Alrighty, let's see. Alright, very interesting combination. Now, when it comes to glass, I was reading in the book, there are a couple of things that we must ponder over. One, how sand is converted into glass, right? How sand, being gritty and muddy and very unclear, can turn into something of utmost clarity. There could be something in your life where the situation is like you're unsure of it, right? You're not being able to see clearly the sense of direction that you must take. It's also possible that the glasses that you are wearing could be tinted with rose. They could be rose colored, right? That is that whole Neptune feeling of being confused and illusioned. It's also possible that you are looking through a cracked glass, right? This could be a perception that could be somebody else's that you've taken on. It could be a perception of something that's happened in the past, right? You could be looking through a rear view mirror and you could be looking backwards and almost tainting your present with memories from the past. There's something here about clarity, about possibly past pain clouding your judgment of the present. Another thing that we must look towards is how glass almost forms a barrier between the observing and the observed, right? Think of a fishbowl. Are you hermetizing in any way? Why I'm bringing that up is because of winter. I will get to that in a minute. Are you putting a distance between yourself and other people? Or between yourself and a passion, between yourself and a career, between yourself and a relationship? It could be anything. Is there a distance where it's almost like you still want to look at it, but you don't want to fully commit to it? You know what I mean? There's no amalgamation. There's no synergy. So ponder on that for just a minute. Now, when it comes to winter, it is said, it was really beautiful. I'll read this out to you. It said that winter is the pause between exhale and inhale. The time when all has released, yet new breath has not been drawn. Notice the qualities of this sacred pause. Some of you just very well need to do some breath work, right? I think it's called the 4-7-8. You breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 7, and you breathe out for 8, something like that. I mean, Google it before you do this, right? And this also talks about, like I said earlier, hermetization, right? Hibernation, about being still, how the earth is pretty much dormant in the winter, right? Not a lot can grow, especially if there's frost in the soil. But it talks about the activity within that dormancy. And that activity is most definitely not physical, right? It's emotional and mental even. Now, if I have to combine these two cards, there's this precious pause. It's like you're waiting to see something before you can take action towards it, right? This could be waiting to see the potential in a particular connection before you, like I said, take action. This could be waiting to see how much of a raise you could get, how much of a bonus you could get, what your salary could be, what your job description will be before you take on a particular career path. So there is a pause here regarding something, and we will explore a little more with your tarot. Now, I am using the Tarot of the Light and the Shadow. So that's 2 decks. The first deck is going to be the shadow deck to see what it is that we must leave behind in 2023, and the light deck to see what it is that we can embrace. There could be a whole lot of quiet right now, a whole lot of observation and not too much doing. And you being cardinal earth, that can be a little difficult for you. But you have to realize you're ruled by Saturn, which is the god of time. So if anyone can use time to their advantage, it's you. We have the sun in shadow. A couple of signs have got this, and it's quite ironic because the sun talks about happiness. It talks about illumination and wisdom and growth. But you see how similar these 2 cards are. You see what I mean? The days are shorter in the winter. We don't get as much sunlight. Some of you just really need to get your vitamin D checked. But otherwise, if things have been feeling a little dark and gloomy, just blame it on the season, right? But there could have been a little bit of sadness here when it comes to your relationship or your career path. We have the 2 of Swords. Interesting. The 2 of Swords in the light can be almost like a stalemate energy of 2 truths crossing each other and no decision being made. But in the shadow, the 2 of Swords is debate for debate's sake. This is arguments for argument's sake, right? This is trying to shake up a foundation just because you're bored. So I don't know who was coming about with this energy for you, but the sense of conflict is what was probably dampening your spirits here with the sun in shadow. It's like you and another person were just not being able to see eye to eye, and that led to heartbreak. It led to a lot of pain and betrayal. Unfortunately, the 3 of Swords in shadow is worse than the 3 of Swords in the light. The 3 of Swords in the light can talk about learning from pain and making sure you don't repeat the same mistakes. The 3 of Swords in shadow talks about holding on to that pain and discarding the lesson, right? I need you to do the opposite. Take the lesson from it so you don't repeat patterns and let the pain go. Let it dissolve. Don't carry it forward. That's the cracked glass that I was talking about earlier, right? The rear view mirror with a crack in it. That's probably what I'm going to title your reading. But stop letting the past color your future or your present. The 8 of Swords, there's a lot of anxiety here that needs to be released, Cap. And the 5 of Pentacles. It's possible that some of you may have built a home in a particular person that you were very sure about. And this could even talk about a career that you were very sure about, right? Where you felt safe, you felt at home and comfortable. But during this inactivity, it doesn't have to be winter, right? Some of you could be in the southern hemisphere. This could just be talking about dormancy, about a period of inactivity and hibernation. I feel like there was a lack of inspiration. There was a lack of illumination in this particular situation. Sometimes when we're talking about a relationship, let's say, the separation can help us understand if we truly miss that connection or if we're better off without it. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of you are realizing that you're better off without it, because being in it, even energetically, being in it was taking over your psyche. The Knight of Pentacles. And I feel like it's taken you a long time to make this decision, whatever it's related to, love, career. It's taken you a long time to get to this, to dissolving whatever this stalemate energy has been for you. The Knight of Pentacles can be very slow, but in the light, the Knight of Pentacles uses that slowness to his advantage and is very diligent and meticulous with the details. But the Knight in shadow just wastes time, right? I'm not saying you're wasting time, but maybe I am. Some of you may have wasted time making this decision. And the Five of Cups. A lot of fives showing up here. The Five of Cups is sorrow. The Five of Cups in the light can talk about the glass being half full, right? Because there are two cups standing upright behind the hooded figure in the original Rider-Waite, with two very full cups of love. But in the shadow, this is pure pain. This is pure sorrow. I saw the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing the Five of Cups now. So you're holding on to this, Cap, and I don't want you to. I understand that time is not linear and New Year's resolutions are absolute crap, but we're collectively celebrating the start of a brand new chapter, right? Why not take advantage of that? Metaphorically, I feel like it can give us that push that we need to truly clean up our slates and start afresh. I don't know why I'm shuffling. I just needed the bottom of the deck. We have the Four of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles again. Some of you may be telling yourselves that whatever this was your stability. And you prioritize stability, Cap. I know that about you. But I feel like building a home in another, if we're talking about a relationship, it gives them the permission to render you homeless. That's why the only relationship you must truly focus on at all times is the one you have with yourself. So that while you may be alone at times, you're never lonely. Right? The Four of Pentacles in the light can talk about holding back. Right? Not really releasing anything, holding something towards you, holding something very close to your chest. But in the shadow, it's an advice to release something that may not be good for you. It's, I was giving this analogy to somebody, I can't remember who now, with sign, but it's like your hands are freezing. In fact, my hands are freezing right now, but it's like your hands are freezing, right? And there's this really hot rock and you're tempted to grab it because it's going to warm you up. And for a few seconds, it gives you that intense heat. So your hand thaws and it feels warm and wonderful. But very quickly, that rock turns, it scalds you, it burns you. So you have to drop it. You know what I mean? So it's like while something may have felt comforting, is actually very volatile. And it's not good for your growth. It's not good for your highest potential. So there's a release here of some kind that needed to happen. And I feel like a lot of you are moving towards that. Let's see what the light can bring and what we must embrace in the new year. The Eight of Cups. This is beautiful energy. This is emotional detachment from people, places, and situations that don't bring about any kind of satisfaction. This is about moving towards your Nine of Cups. Moving towards a wish fulfilled. And I like that it's in the light because it just means that your mind is back online. Your heart and your mind are working in tandem, right? There's a self-preservation switch that has been turned on. The Six of Swords, again, moving on to calmer waters, closure, moving on from chaos. You know, because you are ruled by Saturn, you can be very used to chaos, Cap, right? And sometimes it becomes this very comfortable sweater or a blanket that you can't get rid of. You become comfortable in that discomfort. But these two cards right here, the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, this is looking forward. This is truly, truly looking after yourself and your well-being. Removing anything toxic from your life so that you can heal and grow and blossom. The Ten of Swords, my goodness. If this was in the shadow, I would be really worried. But it's in the light, which is telling me that a lot of karma has been resolved here. Some of you could be going through physical pain even. But for most of you, this is emotional and mental pain that has been transmuted into something absolutely glorious. In the light, you're not sitting in this pain. In the light, this is karmic lessons that have been learned and put to bed. You don't have to feel that ever again. You know what I mean? So if you have been going through something exceptionally difficult here, Cap, it's all happening for your greatest good. Trust me when I say that. All the pain that you're going through or have gone through was not in vain. It was there to make you a stronger person, right? All right. I really like this. I really like this reading because it's taking a good direction for me. Oh, the minute I said that, the Ten of Pentacles. You know what? I feel like you have very successfully disturbed a very rocky foundation. And it's like you were building a castle on sand. This could be anything, apply to whatever area of your life you see fit. You were building on a very rocky, sandy foundation, right? And you knew the tide would come over and destroy that castle that you were building anyway. So this is you picking yourself up, picking up all those bricks and moving to a safer spot to build your castle. There's safety in the Ten of Pentacles. This Ten of Pentacles is solid, it's permanent, it's never going anywhere. And it starts within you. We always mistake the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups as something that we're building with another person, right? No. They both start with the nines, right? The Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, which both talk about independent joy and autonomy and happiness. So once you are confident within your own self, within your own psyche, is when you can truly expect to receive that Ace of Pentacles that completes the 10 from the universe. That is when you can expect to form a partnership or a commitment, whatever. But a walking away of sorts from toxicity is of paramount importance. If you're going to keep planting seeds in barren soil, no matter how good the seeds are, they're never going to grow. It's time to find some fertile soil. Temperance, patience, 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 patience. And I feel like you have it in spades. You have it in spades because you're ruled by the god of time. I'm getting emotional. This reading is absolutely wonderful. You're in no rush to reach your happily ever after. And that's what's going to make it come all the more faster. I feel like this is a very languid, leisurely pace. And there's very different from Taurus's reading. There was a very exciting kind of aggressive energy. Yours is languid and soft and just absolutely beautiful. It's like, I just noticed something. That looks like the lens of a telescope, does it not? Right? And you're looking at the horizon, this beautiful, calm lake. You're looking to the future. Do you see that North Star right there? That sense of direction and purpose. If you think of sailors following the constellations to map out and navigate their path, it wouldn't get them there in the blink of an eye. It would take them time. As long as they had that eye on that North Star, they knew they'd safely get home. I feel like that's what's happening with you. Regardless of whatever's happened in your life, whatever pain you've gone through, mentally, physically, emotionally, you know where you want to get to eventually. You're not taking an aircraft or a speedboat. You're taking a regular sailboat to get there. And there's a surety that you will. And that is when the universe comes in to put a hand on your back. The Seven of Pentacles. Not a strong enough ending. I'm going to get one more. Oh, there it is. The strong ending. The Ace of Swords. Only investing in what is the truth for you. Right? We have, interestingly, the Hermit with the Moon and the Magician. Wow. At the bottom of the deck. Look, Cap, you guys are more powerful than you realize. I feel like a lot of you may have lost that power with that Magician at the bottom of the deck. You may have forgotten what your truth is, what your North Star is. You may have gotten very busy putting out small fires in your life. Right? And you may have gotten distracted. It's time to refocus your attention to the future. Stop looking back. Stop looking at that cracked, muddy old mirror. Use the glass of the telescope to look to the future. How can you change that? How can you assist the universe in creating that beautiful life that you're after? Looking backwards is not going to help you. Looking backwards, yes, at the lessons may help you. But looking back at that pain and holding on to it, no, my friend, that's not going to help you. With the Hermit, if isolation is required, do it. That is what winter suggests anyway, hibernation. But The minute you let that turn into loneliness is when you're failing, right? Use that isolation productively, use it to your advantage, because that is what the magician at the bottom of the deck does. The magician is creative, the magician is powerful. The magician has all the tools that he needs or she needs to create the life that they've always wanted for themselves. That's raw power. And we're all born with it. We just need to know how to tap into it. The Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Only invest in what is true for you. The Two of Swords right here. That was two truths crossing each other. Two truths that may have actually even just been lies. It could have been ego, right? This Ace of Swords is Archangel Michael's sword of truth. This is not ego. This is cold hard facts. What are your cold hard facts? A happy home, a happy family, good health, a great bank balance. What? Make a list. And then use that as the North Star to navigate yourself. What a fantastic reading. I absolutely love it. Okay, let's see what your dice has to say. We have Capricorn. I'm not making this up. So this is definitely your reading. So you may have Capricorn very heavily in your chart, or you may be dealing with someone who doesn't have to be, but we are in your season, Cap, right? A couple of dates I must mention. Mars is moving into your sign from the 4th of January till the 13th of February. That's going to put a bounce in your step. Mars is the warrior planet, right? It's the planet of action. It's very yang energy. So you can expect to feel very energetic during this time. We have a new moon in Capricorn on the 11th of January. That is when you can plant those seeds, right? Those beautiful seeds in fertile soil that will grow and manifest into absolute wonder. Then we have Mercury moving into your sign on the 13th of January up till the 5th of February. Communication and travel will get a whole lot easier, especially now that Mercury is moving direct on the 2nd of Jan. And we have Venus moving into Capricorn on the 23rd of January up till the 16th of February. My dogs are awake. That is going to make love much easier for you, Cap, and it's also going to make you very attractive. That's what happens when Venus enters your sign. All right. What else? We have the number 5. If you have been seeing 555 a lot, it talks about change, something new coming in, right? And 5 is also the 5th house, which is ruled by Leo. And the 5th house talks about romance and dating and play and creativity, music, dancing, right? Invest yourself a little bit in all of that, because you can be a very serious sign, Cap, right? So it's nice to shake things up just a little bit. And then we have Pluto. Interestingly, Pluto, oh wow, I don't know why I never mentioned this. This is going to be a very long reading. Pluto, after 15 years, Cap, is finally leaving your sign in 2024. It's moving into Aquarius, right? And you're going to feel so much relief. It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be moving back and forth a little bit during 2024 because it's going to go retrograde in May. So it's not going to fully be out of Capricorn till probably the end of the year. But wherever you've been feeling pressure, and it is the planet of death and rebirth, right? It's a very transformative planet. Wherever you've been feeling that slow burn of Pluto, that pressure is going to lift. I promise you. Oh, life is going to become so much easier. All right. Oh, wait, hang on. I missed a few. All right, there we go. As for your initials, we have the letter P, we have C, G, C again, O, A, and the letter P again. These could be your initials, they could be the initials of somebody you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be. Just a special mention for those of you who've seen your initials here today. Probably my favorite reading. You're the last sign I'm reading for, but I loved every second of it. I hope this helped you, Cap. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.